Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Iṣẹ́ Olúwa ń tẹ̀síwájú. Today, we are doing something else that is part of the basics of our programming, operators. Operators let us perform operations on variables and values. Some things like performing mathematical operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and so on are called arithmetic operators. So when you have any of these mathematical symbols in your code, they are arithmetic operators. If I say x equals to a plus b, the a plus b part is an arithmetic operator, while the equal to is referred to as assignment operator, which means everything we've been doing so far has been assignment, assigning values to variables. This part is very interesting. Let's get into it. Mo ti ṣí Visual Studio Code me, and I have this. On line 2, I am assigning a to the value 6. So this piece of code here is called an assignment. This equal to is the assignment operator, meaning the value 6 is inside a. So b equals to 4 is also an assignment, assigning 4 to variable b. A plus b is an addition, which is a type of arithmetic operator. A minus b is a subtraction, which is also a type of arithmetic operator. Tí n bá sọ pé a times b, this is a multiplication symbol, and your multiplication symbol on your keyboard is the asterisk, shift 8. On line 11, I have done an assignment again, assigning the value 9 into variable x. Line 12 is an assignment. Line 14 is a division, which is a type of arithmetic operator. And line 16 is also a division, but this is called floor division. It has two types of this division symbol next to each other. The difference between division and floor division is that division always results in a float. The type of result you get from dividing two numbers are float. So when you have 9 divided by 3, the result would give you 3.0. Even though it should give you 3, but because you're doing a division, it would give you 3.0. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5, of course. That would give you a float. Because of this decimal point, it makes it a float. Now, floor division, the result always gives you an integer value. So when I do 9.9 divided by 3, it's 3. 5 divided by 2 would normally be 2.5, but because this is a floor division, you are only getting the integer value. So it's going to ignore the decimals. The floor division again has these two division symbols. X modulo y. The result of doing x modulo y is always the remainder of dividing two numbers. When I say 5 divided by 2, this would be 2 remaining 1. So 1 would be the result. Okay? When I say 9 divided by 4, or better still, when I say 9 divided by 5, 9 divided by 5 would give me 1 remaining 4. So 4 would be the answer. The modulo is the percentage symbol, which is shift 5 on the keyboard. Now let's see examples. I want to get the value of a plus b, 6 plus 4. Two ways I can do that. I can print a plus b and see what the result would be. The result gives me 10, which makes sense because 6 plus 4 equals to 10. But I do not want to get the value this way. I want to make another assignment. So I can come and say result which would be the name of my variable, should be a plus b, meaning whatever value you get from performing this operation, put it inside this variable called result. Also remember, your variable could be anything you like, anything you choose. So I just chose result to be mine. So also when I do Python this, it still gives me 10, which is the result of adding a and b. Now let's debug this like we did in the last video and see what the values are. So I'm going to open this debugging icon. On the left, you could see it has the bug sign. And over here on my watch, if you have expressions like this, you can remove them by right click and remove all expressions. So I want to watch this value, this variable a. I want to see what the value would be at every point in time. I also want to see what b would be. So I can come over and put a breakpoint on line 2, which is where I'm assigning value to a. And on the left hand side, I can come and do the debugging, start debugging. When I do start debugging, the computer starts its execution and it pauses at the first breakpoint. The first breakpoint is on line 2. You could see the control stops at line 2. So this a and b is giving me name error because as at this moment, the computer does not know what the value is yet. So when I step over, then the assignment is done. You can see a now has the value 6. When I step over b, b now has the value 4. I would love to watch my result too. So I can come and add an expression and type result. So when I do step over, result would be the value of adding a and b, which is 6 and 4. So printing result would go into locals and see what the value is, 10. So it's going to print 10, which makes sense because a plus b, 6 plus 4 is 10. In the same way, I could see what the value of my a minus b would be. Okay, I could choose to. So I would create a variable called subtract. Also, again, you can name your variable whatever you like. So what this subtract is saying is get the value of, subtract b from a, get the value and put it in this variable subtract. So I want to print the value of my subtract. However, I would go here and ignore line 6 by putting a comment on it and print what subtracting b from a would be. It would give me 2 because 6 minus 4 is 2. So you can try this multiplication and tell me what you get on the comment section. So you can do that by simply assigning a variable to the value of a times b and printing out the value of that variable, just like we did here. Good. So on this line, I have made an assignment x equals to 9 and y equals to 5. When I do divide x by y, I also want to create a variable. Let's say my variable name is divide equals to this. So I can come over to the next line and print divide. That gives me 1.8 because 9 divided by 5 is 1.8. So using this floor division, and here comes the difference between the division and the floor division. So I could name this to be variable floor and do print floor. Multiply this. Then I would like to comment this. So I can do Python operator. This gives me 1. Okay, but if I uncomment this and I run this, then you see the difference. because 9 divided by 5 would give you 1.8 over here if you're using the normal division, but if you're using the floor division, you're only getting the integer part. So that integer would be 1. It's going to ignore anything outside the decimal. The modulus in this case would give me the remainder of 9 divided by 5. Okay, so when I do print, okay, first I want to assign a variable mod to this, and when I do print mod, let's see what modulo 9 and 5 would give us. So when I run this, I get 4, because 9 divided by 5 is 1 remainder 4, so we are only getting the remainder of this. Let's do something else. I could say my x is 14 and my y is, let's say, 12. So 14 divided by 12 would give us 1, remaining 2. So what we are only getting is the 2, the remainder of this. Again, in the same case, if I have 4 and 3 and I'm doing 4 modulo 3, I get 1. We can debug this and see. Also, I can remove all expressions, and I would love to watch x. I want to watch y, and I would like to watch my mod, which is the value, and do enter. So I want to put a breakpoint over here so that whenever the execution starts, it can pause at this line. So on the left hand side, I started debug. Once it reaches line 3, it pauses. Then once I do step over, I get the value of x, I get the value of y. So this modulus will be the value of x modulo y, which is 1. As you can see, 1. Then it prints the value 1. So I want you to play with this, do the multiplication, and also do every other one that we have. And yes, after that, do the addition again, the subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, and let me know what you get in the comment. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we'll be going over another type of operator. I'll see you then. Ẹ ṣé gan. Ó dàbọ̀.